We have all heard of the saying that humans only use 10% of their brains. Well, first of all, this isn't true. It's nothing but a myth. But I know that we have seen it everywhere, especially in Hollywood movies. Movies like Lucy and Limitless. The characters in those movies would take pills so they would be able to use 100% of their brains. Interesting movies, but completely and utterly fictional and unrealistic. According to neurologists, humans are able to use 100% of their brains in a day, but unable to use 100% of their brains all at the same time. We all know that brain is an extremely complicated organ and we haven't been able to fully understand it yet. Fun fact, the majority of the energy that we consume daily is actually being used by our brain. The brain takes care of itself. It knows how much energy it needs and whether there is enough energy for it or not. When brain finds out that there isn't enough energy to use 100% of its power, it will get rid of the more or less than 30% of the energy. Thanks to our brain, you don't even have to think while solving an, let's say, equation, because you already know it and you can solve it unconsciously, so you won't disturb your brain. But the problem is that brain doesn't form only good habits, it forms and creates any habits that makes its job easier. Smoking and nail biting are some of the examples. Even though we know that we don't use only 10% of our brain, neurologists believe that we still haven't understood 100% of our brain. According to them, the power and potential of our brain is far beyond our knowledge. In order for our brain to learn something, it has to do it step by step. In other words, if you want to get a PhD, you have to start from first grade and learn everything slowly and step by step. In order to get big, you need to start small. For example, if you want to learn how to play guitar, at first it's very difficult for your brain to comprehend the smallest things. But when you learn it step by step, then eventually you realize that you can easily play the hardest songs, because that's how brain works. This fact applies to everything. Another example is playing a video game for the first time. No matter how smart or talented you are, it still takes time to master it. So all it takes for you to get your ideal results is to practice your brain and to be patient. We all know that brain consists of two parts. The right part of our brain controls the left part of our body, and the left part of our brain controls the right part of our body. Some people say that left-handed people are smarter than the others, and some people say otherwise. But in fact, neither of these claims are true. That's just something that your brain preferred and chose. Left-handed people can practice their brains to become right-handed, or to be able to write with both hands. Just remember, step by step. You can't expect results overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. Everyone wants to know how is it possible to use 100% of our brain, or how to activate 87 billion neurons all at the same time. Scientists claim that this is impossible. I mean, it is possible, but only in movies. Neurologists say that if such thing happens, it causes seizure. When we are learning something, learning how to drive, how to play guitar, learning a new language, memorizing a poem, these are all exercise for our brain. When you make your brain work more and work hard, learning will become much easier and faster. So never let your brain become lazy, because in that case, learning new things will become much harder. Although we know that when you enter your 30s, learning will be more difficult each day. Not impossible, but more difficult. So it's important to constantly practice your brain since childhood. If you do that, you can easily learn new things even when you are in your 30s. There is no end in learning and exercising your brain because brain is ready for everything. It's ready to learn and it's ready to act. Neurologists claim that having a strong, productive brain can even boost your confidence, and therefore your stress and anxiety will be controlled in your body thanks to our brain. All of these will help you to get rid of your negative thoughts and become a more positive, optimistic person. In conclusion, creating a perfect brain that functions really well is totally up to us. No medicine, drug, or plant can help you achieve that. It's just the exercises that you give your brain. But even when you have a perfect, flawless brain, you are still unable to access 100% of the things you have learned, or to do some crazy shit. Remember, that's only for the movie. We still don't fully know our